And it's really hard to talk about because it's something people should just play for themselves, honestly. Uh God damn it. So the beginner's guide is a game by one of the creators of the Stanley Parable, Davey Reedon or Ryden or however you say his name. And it is basically a compilation of a bunch of games his
I played
indie.
this game.
All right. It's basically a compilation of indie game experiment things that one of his indie dev friends named Coda kind of like showed him and stuff like that. But the draw of like
Don't get too spoilery. Like,
what makes it so special
I'm worried about what you're gonna say.
is what makes it so special is the reason why you should maybe play it yourself.
It's like an hour and a half long, so it's really easy to spoil it.
Yeah.
And you're playing it more just to kind of listen to Davey talk through the whole thing, because it's like there's no real challenge. You're just kind of walking.
It's
from
basically
one
a
side of the
commentary
screen.
track over a bunch of like indie title things or indie experiments. That's
Right.
exactly what it is.
Yeah. But and it basically brings into question like what is the purpose of like game authorship? Is it to be played? Is it to be seen by people? Like what does a game creator owe the audience, and what does like the audience owe the creator?
That is like the very basic thing we can talk about because there's
That,
other narratives going on in there that are the reason you should play it.
right. And there's like
Yeah.
questions being asked like that's kind of my thing is without being vague like sorry, with being vague
Yeah.
without
Yeah.
getting into
Yeah.
spoilers. Paul, like how much of it do you believe or how much do you think is like made up?
It doesn't even matter because even if it's all completely made up, the way they presented it like hit home for me in a way a game hasn't in a long, long time. As somebody who
Yeah, I
likes to talk about video games, to show people video games and to kind of hype them up. Like I started having like a weird existential crisis after where I was just like, holy fuck, dude, that was too much. Like it gets pretty fucking intense at some point.
it's really cool.
It's
Like I
really
really enjoyed
cool.
it.
Yeah.
I kind of I hope it's all real, but like I don't know. He could just have been doing some good writing. Um,
Sure.
but again, yeah, it's like an hour and a half, so it's real easy to play through. Like John, you have access to it by sharing with Paul. It's hard to recommend though because it's like $10, and it's like you'll like never
Mm.
play it again, right? Like
I mean, yeah, you will never play it again. I have actually watched like this doesn't usually happen, but after beating it, I went out and watched like some LPers and like people that stream and stuff. I've watched them play it for the first time because I wanted to see what their reactions to some of the stuff is. Like so I've seen it probably about 4 or 5 different times, including my own like first playthrough. But yeah, it is definitely a game I will never play again myself. For sure.
yeah, yeah. I was kind of similar when I finished it. I immediately was like, I need to look up some reviews that I knew people were writing, uh, that I like follow because I just want to know what they were thinking about this game and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious. I want to get like in a little bit more in depth off air with you because but because I don't want to spoil anything for people. But yeah, I would also recommend the beginner's guide.
Yeah,
But like on a sale, like I almost can't do that price tag.
it's almost like I recommend it with the caveat that you're not looking for a quote unquote game, but rather a weird experience using like
Well, I'm not
that
saying
you
it's not
play
a
through.
game. Like I'm just saying.
No, I mean it is. I mean at its very core, it is literally like 5 to 10 little games, really. But
I don't even know if. Well, sure,
yeah,
sure. But I'm just saying, like, from like a value proposition for myself, I don't think like I played your version of it, so like that doesn't matter. It was free for me,
sure,
but I don't think I would have picked it up, having known like thinking back,
sure,
$10 for the hour and a half that I will never play again.
sure.
Like maybe five.
I'm totally
Like
okay with the price tag, but I kind of had an idea of what I was getting into.
yeah, it'll be different for different people,
Definitely.
obviously. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's just cool. But
Yeah.
also, so yeah, follow up from Stanley Parable. It's the writer from Stanley Parable, not the level designer.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and it's not as funny
It's not at
for
all
sure.
funny.
Yeah, it's not a funny game, but it is it is an engaging narrative. Like I was like that was a fun like sit down for an hour and a half and just kind of go through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's hard to say like if you like Stanley Parable, you'll like this, but like
If you like
I
the
don't know.
quality of writing in the Stanley
That's yeah.
Parable and
If you
want
like
that
good
sort of
writing,
thing that in a non-funny context, then you'll like this. Like it's so specific and without spoiling it, like you know what? I think you'd be fine just watching somebody play it, watching like a video of it because it's free. There's not a whole lot of sway in like what you do, really. It's very, very linear. Like you can't progress until you do this thing, sort of thing. So like you'll get the
it's honestly
experience.
like you're watching a commentary track on a DVD
You'll get the
because
experience
the
watching it.
amount you're engaging with it is just listening. You're
Yeah.
barely playing this thing. So,
Yeah.
John, you really like Stanley Parable, right?
Loved it.
I'd be really curious what you thought of this.
I really want John, and John, I want, like I already tweeted her, I want Reese to play it as too. I want every LPer to play it, basically, because of some of the stuff it talks about in it.
I'm not saying you need to like play it like online. or
No,
anything.
no.
I think you should like the time commitment's so short. I
Well-
think you should try it out.
Reese is going to be up in a couple of weeks, and we're going to be playing Undertale while she's here. So
I also hear that's great.
yeah, so maybe we'll try to sneak that into. How long is it? Beginner's
An
Guide?
hour and 20 minutes, like max.
Then yeah, we can easily.
It's an
sneak
hour
that
and a
in.
half. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I'm almost like it's an easy like sit down, just play through it, and I think it's super engaging.
Yeah.
I did it like in one sitting.
Yeah,
So I'd be curious what you also think about that game.
for sure. Other than that, I started playing Read Only Memories, that new indie cyberpunk point and click adventure
Snatcher.
game. Yeah, done in the style of like the old point and click games like Snatcher and that whole setting of
Cosmonauts.
a future where like I mean a cyberpunk future. Just fucking Google it if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's very tropey in that regard. Like there's people that can get augmentations and it deals with like, well, if they're augmented, are they actually still human? Blah, blah. Like, it's all the tropey for cyberpunk shit. But what's nice about it is that it's charming, and I don't know how best to describe why. I think it's because you have, like, your little robot companion who is very much like a robot AI, very clinical about stuff, but also has a personality. And there's something about robots with personalities that get me, like, every time. It's one of my like easy buttons for satisfaction in a video game. So that's great. The art style is great. It's done in a style you don't see done very much anymore. Like when people talk about retro style games, they usually only talk about like platformers or like pixel graphics in something like RPGs or something. And this is a game style that hasn't been done a whole lot since Telltale kind of redid how adventure games work. And everybody follows that path now.
Wait, so like Broken Age then?
It's very much like the old Sierra games, like where you touch. You have like an option to touch, speak with, hear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. The writing's really good. The soundtrack is fucking phenomenal, and most importantly, maybe the trailer is great for that game. Like you should probably just look up the trailer at some point. It's done like an old B movie sort of thing. It's pretty good. But yeah, it's just one of those things that this type of game hit me at the right time. I'm enjoying the story. I'm enjoying the writing. I like the aesthetic of it. And I love cyberpunky worlds and stuff and the different contexts you can explore with that. Like the question of how human are you if you're like 50 to 80% robot or augmented, and like can AI ever actually exist? Can they have like emotions and feelings and like all that sort of stuff? It's all in there. The devs are super cool too, which is a weird like just side tangent because whether or not a dev is cool or doesn't really impact how a game plays. But they've been like chatting with me back and forth on Twitter about some stuff, and like they're just cool dudes too, so it's fun to support them. It's just a cute little game, and I look forward to playing more of it for sure. But the big thing is, I guess, depending on your outlook, I played the Star Wars Battlefront beta earlier today before work. And
Yeah, it's an open beta right now, right?
it is an open beta. Anybody with an Origin account And if you don't have one, you can sign up for free anyway. You can go ahead and download this game.
I
And
think it's also open on consoles too.
it is open on consoles too, PS4, Xbox One, and PC. You can get into the open beta for. It's exactly how you think it probably is. If you've ever played a Battlefield game, it plays basically like that, but with blasters instead of guns. So, like, the big difference is,
So a Battlefront game.
like, yeah,
No.
it's...
He does mean Battlefield because it's dice.
No, I know, but like Battlefront plays similar to Battlefield, but with blasters.
Yeah, that's
So I'm
basically...
saying, it's like a Battlefront game.
But, like, more specifically, if you've played a more recent Battlefield, like, with how smooth it plays and stuff like that on the online, it plays like that. It's an EA product. It's very polished, even for a beta. Like, that game's ready to come out, I'm sure, and they're just getting the hype train going, and they're doing a good job of it by opening it up to everybody. But, yeah, the big thing with the beta is that I remember people freaking out when the system requirements for PC hit the internet, and people were like, what do you mean I need 16 gigs of RAM and, like, all this stuff? You kind of don't. Like, I have friends that have been playing it on, like, some older hardware and stuff, and it runs fine, just not at the highest settings. It's a AAA fucking title. If you have something that can run something that's been out in the last, like, 2 to 3 years, you can run this game, and it's very nice and polished looking and stuff like that. The big thing about it, of course, is how much do you love Star Wars? Because if you don't, it's just another shooter. Like, there's nothing too special or crazy about it.
What about those like hero characters?
Okay, so the best part I've seen from this game so far, I'm going to be playing more of the beta, so I'll get more of a good impression of it later, is watching somebody playing as Darth Vader just, like, walk around and do little jumps and stuff, and it just looks so silly. I love it so fucking much. It's so good. Or, like, at one part, like, playing the Rebels, Darth Vader's, like, coming up over this snow mound or whatever, so everybody's freaking out. He just, like, throws his lightsaber, kills one dude, and then backs away slowly behind the thing again, and it's so fucking good. I'm gonna,
Like just doing very non-Vader like actions.
I want to see if I can go back into, like, the Twitch archive of it and see if I can pull a gif of that, because it was so fucking stupid.
Have you played as like Luke or Vader?
I haven't been able to, no. Everybody...
So how do you get to?
I'm not sure. I'm guessing it's a power-up, the same way that you would play in an ATST or any of that stuff.
If I remember from the original Battlefronts, I think it was if you were like, it was either a kill streak thing or if you were like squad leader. It was one of the two. Or if you killed a hero character yourself. One of the three things.
Okay.
It's been a long time since I played a Battlefield or Battlefront, so I don't remember.
Another great thing is when you kill Vader and he just kind of, like, kneels down in the snow and just, like, shivers for a while because the game's, like, trying to delete his model or something. It's pretty great.
Homer says it's straight up a power-up that you find in the field.
Okay. Yeah, Homer was the guy I was playing with earlier, and he continued playing when I had to go to work.
If someone's playing as Vader and they get killed, is it possible like another Vader will show up in that match?
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Like...
Okay.
For the first 3 matches, I would say, I never saw Luke or Vader, like, at all. And then randomly in the next match after those, I never did not see them somewhere in the, like, on the battlefield there. They were just there all the fucking time. And it's kind of cool to be, like, fighting along Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker. But there's the weird Uncanny Valley thing of just, like, watching these fictional heroes do weird little bunny hops and, like, jump around all silly. That's kind of great too. I don't know.
Right.
But like I said, if you like first-person shooters and you really like Star Wars, this is exactly what you want, because that's it. Like, it's a well-playing, nice-feeling shooter with a Star Wars backdrop, and all of the Star Wars stuff is on point.
Did you play in any of the vehicles? Did you play in a walker or a snowspeed or anything like that?
I did play in a walker. There has to be an option somewhere in there to, like, change how fast your mouse aiming is in a walker, because it is way too sensitive. So I'm sure that's probably on my end I could fix. I didn't play in any of the other vehicles. I heard the flying is fucking terrible.
Oh, that's bad because that's kind of an important thing.
And I've heard that from a lot of people whose opinion I really respect. So I kind of hope I never have to try flying because I'm not good at flying even in good flying games.
I didn't in Battlefront 2 or one of the Battlefronts. Wasn't there like space stages where that was the majority of what you did was fly around and
I think
fight?
so. Yeah. So like I don't know how that's gonna be. I'm sure there's stuff like that here, and if the flying's terrible, that part's just gonna be the worst part of that game. We'll see. I mean, I'm sure they could still tweak stuff. But yeah, I haven't heard anything really good about the flying.
Well, when is this even supposed to launch? Is it this year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But like I said, like this beta is really polished. That game is totally ready. And they're just like, I'm sure they're just stress testing right now.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that's all I've been playing though.
Right. So, like I said, I had been playing the beginner's guide, and I also started up Assassin's Creed Unity for some reason.
Why?
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Just like Siege is coming out, and I was like, I never played this one. And Assassin's Creed games at this point are basically just like comfort food. Like, I mean, I don't even care about any of it. I just kind of run around and climb stuff.
Okay.
And I mean, like, it's fine. I didn't really follow many of the issues last year because I didn't start playing it last year. But this one doesn't seem that buggy. It makes me really want a Prince of Persia game.
I feel like they all do for you at this point.
I just love the wall running and stuff, and Assassin's Creed just feels slow. But anyways, French Revolution stuff's going on, and I have no idea what's going on with the story because, again, I just don't even care. I'm just being an assassin guy. So I played maybe like an hour or two of that. It's Assassin's Creed again. It's exactly Assassin's Creed.
Sure.
But more importantly, Rock Band 4 came out this week, so I picked that up.
All right.
Yeah.
And I mentioned before how I wasn't able to get that deal because Mad Caps was like, nah, son. But then Target had a deal where if you like pre-order a game, any other Xbox One or PlayStation 4 game would be 25% off. So I did that, got Rock Band, the band kit for cheap. And now I just need to go back and cancel my pre-order.
Right.
Because I don't need a copy of Assassin's Creed Syndicate anytime soon. But yeah, so I've been playing that, and it's Rock Band. It's Rock Band with it does not have as many features or songs as Rock Band 3.
So I was afraid of.
They're gonna just like patch it all in, I guess. But Right now, how many songs for the downloadable content? They have, I think, 1,700 songs. They were saying.
All right, that's pretty good.
Well,
yeah.
Remember, they had over 4,000 originally.
Yeah, but 1,700's still a good number.
Yeah.
You can't export any of the past game songs into this one yet.
Are they actually going to do that?
Yep.
Okay.
Right,
Good.
They said they're going to be working on getting everything back into Rock Band 4.
Good.
So at the moment. You have access to the 1,700 downloadable content so far. None of the past games can export in. From what I understood, Rock Band Blitz, you should be able to, but I couldn't figure it out. Maybe it can't yet. Trying to think what else. Yeah. Because honestly, when I loaded up the game, and I didn't have it. Oh, all of the Rock Band Network songs are not going to be working.
Fuck.
It's like 50-50 whether they're going to do it, which sucks because I loved the Rock Band Network.
Yeah, dude, it's so good.
Because like if you have like a small, like an indie band, like a really small band, what's the chance of them getting like licensed? Like,
that's
for
where
real
all
DLC?
the like packs and stuff were from, like all the Jonathan Colton and Freeze Pop stuff. And
no, actually, there's Freeze Pop in the actual downloadable content because Freeze Pop used to work for Harmonix.
Yeah.
Ow. But like Onomonoguchi or
right, yeah.
Danny, like the Super Meat Boy soundtrack.
Yeah, Danny B.
Yeah, Danny B's music. Like I have those songs, and like I played a ton of them in Rock Band Blitz.
Yeah.
the most recent Rock Band game before Rock Band 4.
Sure.
Rock Band Blitz is awesome. That game is so good. Anyway, and so I can't get those songs, which is a huge bummer. I would love for them to bring it back, but who knows? If they're wanting to keep Rock Band 4 around for longer than the last ones, I would hope they would revive the network. We'll see. No online play, which I don't know if that's an issue for anyone.
It is for me, honestly.
Really? I think I used that feature once ever.
Really? I used to use it a lot.
Okay.
Really? I'm surprised by that. I guess it makes sense. If you don't have people over that often,
we had people over all the time. But what we would do is, like, if a random username would come in, we would, like, sing specifically to that username and make them feel uncomfortable because we know that they could hear us on the other side.
Okay, that's pretty funny. Wow. There you go. That's pretty funny.
Steel Rose. We sang Every Rose Has Its Thorn for somebody named Steel Rose. That was great. Like, just stupid shit like that. So
Sure.
It was a good time.
I personally don't care that there's no online play.
Sure.
Because that is a local game for me.
I mean, yeah, sure.
No keyboard support, though. What's up with that?
That's fucked up.
That's
awesome.
a step back. That is a step back.
That's a huge step back, yeah.
Like, did you honestly think they were gonna do that? Like, of course not.
I knew they weren't.
Yeah, so I guess to be fair, Rock Band 3 is a better game.
Sure.
But Rock Band 4, once again they're saying this is going to be the last Rock Band, and they're just going to iterate on it and keep adding to it. But they said that about the first Rock Band, so who knows? And yeah, because I had first generation guitars and they were all wired, and drums that were wired, I now have new instruments. The guitar's exactly the same.
Okay.
Even I've never been a huge fan of the strum bar on Rock Band guitars. Like the springy thing, I really? Like the clicking of the Guitar Hero.
Never minded it at all. I thought it was pretty good.
I actually agree with you on that.
Which one?
Oh, Guitar Hero, 100%.
You like the Guitar Hero one?
That's how I kept like rhythm.
Yeah, it's just nice to know like exactly like you could tell when the thing is being pressed, like click, 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 click.
Yeah.
Whereas Rock Band, it's like I guess I don't know. Like I guess
I feel like that's more a case of you either not being used to actual guitars, which I don't think is the case for Paul at all. Or
maybe you're just taking a shot at his like skill.
No, I think I always found the Rock Band one better because it just felt like it flowed better, and it just I didn't need the clicking. I just knew as long as it was moving, it was being picked up immediately.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had an issue with it not being picked up, but it's just the Guitar Hero ones just had a more tactile feel, like it was like a button press.
Yeah, I like that. I like that about it too.
I can actually go grab them. I see a Rock Band and a Guitar Hero guitar behind me. They're in a box.
Well, I mean, it has been like 5 years since you probably touched one, right?
That's probably the case, yeah.
So, well, yeah, Rock Band 3 came out 2010. Yeah, 2010.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Is it worth getting for though?
What was that? Sorry.
Is it worth getting for? Like getting the upgrade to you?
To me, yeah, because like I'm stoked on playing more of that, and I'm gonna bring like a ton of friends over. Like I took a picture of like the front of the case, sent it out to people, and I was like, "Who's in?" And 3 people immediately were like stoked. So now I'm stoked.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I can't wait for Guitar Hero Live to come out so that I have a full band kit. Because right now I'm one guitar short.
Do you want a guitar? I got a guitar somewhere here.
Like just too many guitars.
There's so many fucking guitars. There's like Beatles, Rock Band.
Oh my god, you went full blown.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
on the Xbox One, in order to use the older stuff, you have to get a legacy adapter, which is not a big deal. I think it's like $20 or something. But I understand those are also in short supply. I had a friend. You guys know Chris. He's been wanting to pick it up, but he can't find. Because he has all the equipment, so he just wants the game and the legacy adapter, and it's like sold out everywhere. And he was seeing stuff as far as like we won't be getting stock until November, which is crazy. It's kind of sounding like
that's still better than Nintendo ever did with their Amiibos or anything, or the Smash GameCube controller.
I was gonna say, yeah,
or really anything Nintendo.
Sure. It's just reminding me of like, wasn't Rock Band 1 really hard to find when it first came out?
Yes, because it came out right before Christmas. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that. but it was super like cool and nostalgic because I remember picking up Rock Band, walking out of like the store with this big box, and
Yeah.
then just this week walking out of the store with this huge box. And like, when did Rock Band 1 come out? Like 2008, 2006, something like that. Like,
I was playing 2 in 2008, so
it's got
probably '07.
couldn't have been
06
just a
or
year,
oh
06 or
06 or
7.
'07.
Yeah, but
I'll look it up.
almost 10 years later, and I'm doing like this. Oh, it was just cool. And like, that's exactly what's gonna happen when my friends come over and play. So I'm super excited. Do you need to do the upgrade? I mean, once you get all your equipment back and all the games, I should no, I'm tripling. Once you get all your songs back, I'm gonna be super excited about that.
Sure.
So,
November 20th,
I'm
2007.
2007. Okay, so 8 years ago.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it's exactly what you expect it to be. The new drums seem better than my first generation drums, but I have the very first generation drums, so I don't know if they improved before that.
I had the Rock Band 2 drums, and they felt okay.
Same.
These ones feel sturdier than my Rock Band 1 drums. My Rock
Okay.
Band 1 drums lasted like the entire time. They were fine. These ones just feel nicer though, so that's definitely cool.
Gotcha.
But I haven't. Go ahead.
Rock Band 2 came out 10 months after Rock Band 1 did.
That's insane. Are you serious?
Yeah. November 20th, 2007 for Rock Band 1, September 14th, 2008 for Rock Band 2.
That sounds familiar, actually, because I remember not being
crazy.
able to get Rock Band 1 because, like you said, they were in short supply fucking everywhere. And then news broke that, like, oh, in 6 months, there's going to be Rock Band 2. So I was like, fuck it, I'll wait for the other one.
I guess so. But then you can't export those first songs.
Well, you
Yeah.
could.
Yeah.
There was like 4 songs that wouldn't go over.
Yeah, but don't you need the code from the? Oh no, you could just buy an export.
Yeah, you just put the disc in or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what some people have been doing, because here's another issue with the songs transferring, so Beatles is not going to be transferring. Obviously, it never has. Beatles is licensed just to Beatles Rock Band.
Yeah, sure.
But I think it's for Rock Band 2 and Green Day, those codes that were on the back of your manual are expired.
Oh.
Sure.
Yeah. So if you didn't export those songs onto your hard drive or whatever, so that they're like tied to your like purchase account history, your option, from what I've been seeing, is phoning EA support and literally hoping they give you a new code. Like, some people are getting lucky that they're giving codes. Some people are just like, no, we're not going to do that. So they've got a big thing to do with all the song transfer stuff right now. But I'm kind of just excited for like the downloadable content engine to like stir up again. What's the 3 new songs every single week?
Yeah. I really loved that, actually, about having Rock Band. That was my favorite part.
Yeah. And like, I have just like some of the best memories, like just playing games, of like doing the endless set list for like 8 hours straight with some buddies one night. Like, we're just going to stay up and we're going to get this done. And yeah, we're going to do the Bladder of Steel achievement. You can't pause. You can't do anything. We're going to do this.
Yeah.
So.
And it was like, Rock Band was like the same thing as the Wii, where non-gamers you could get to sit down and play with you. Like, it felt like they were doing something.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I played with a lot of friends that like didn't really play a whole lot of games. Like, they loved coming over and playing Rock Band.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm playing that, and that's all the games I've been playing.
Cool.
All right, so let's move on to the news.
On to the news. Far Cry Primal was announced.
Yep.
That's what that caveman drawing live stream was?
That's what that is. Yep.
All
Far
right.
Cry, it's going to be set in the Ice Age.
Yes.
All right, that's
I mean, that
kind of
seems-
cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Mammoths.
Like, from everyone was saying, like, 4 seems very similar to 3, and this is definitely a twist. So that's cool. That's interesting.
Yep.
So is this a Blood Dragon situation, or is it like Far Cry 5 basically?
I think it's supposed to be Far Cry 5.
Yeah, I think so too, but I'm not exactly sure.
Yeah,
Basically, what
I'm-
they've shown is like a trailer
Yeah.
for it. So, but I'm in. I
Anyway,
like
that's
how those
coming
games
out,
play.
February 23rd, which, just for information's sake, that's also the same day as Deus Ex and Mirror's Edge. So that's a day. That's an exciting day.
God damn it.
Um,
Wow. All right, yeah.
Pick and choose your battles on that one.
Oh, I already
I'm gonna-
picked it. It's Far
yeah, I
Cry.
already picked. It's Mirror's Edge.
Oh, there's no way in
so
hell.
well, I guess that means John has to play Deus Ex.
Yeah, that's convenient because that's what I was about to say.
Yes!
Oh shit!
did it!
Oh shit!
We did it, Reddit!
What?
Nothing. Dank memes.
Shovel Knight is not coming to Xbox One retail.
Okay. That's kind of too bad.
I didn't realize that was a thing in the first place.
I didn't either, but that's too bad.
It's coming to retail, yeah, but no, it's not coming to Xbox One. Is the reason why? What's the reason why? What does this link say? They gave it their best effort, but ultimately, because of publishing policies on that platform that are totally beyond our control, we couldn't make it happen. So something on Microsoft's end?
Probably too high a charge or something like that.
Oh,
I
yeah,
thought
maybe.
they got rid of that. I thought they got rid of that
I don't know.
charge originally. I don't know.
Who knows? Season finale of Tales from the Borderlands, October 20th. When is Life is Strange coming out?
October 20th.
Is it the 20th as well?
Yeah.
Man, adventure game week.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that, and it's like, man, where's Game of Thrones been? Like, I've been waiting for that finale for a while, and I've played like one or two Tales from the Borderlands episodes in between. Like, they're just sitting on that Game of Thrones game.
Yep.
There's going to be a price cut for the PlayStation 4. Actually, I think it already is set. Like, the PlayStation 4 is now $50 cheaper. Yep, starting October 9th. So tomorrow. It'll be $350. I have no idea what that means. Oh, here we go for Canadian. Well, in Canada, the console, which now costs $450. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Will be marked down to $430. So you guys are getting a $20 price cut.
What?
Didn't it come out in Canada at $400?
I think it came out a little bit more. Yeah, then it went up in price.
It was
because of how-
$400, and because the Xbox was $500. So it is now more expensive than when it came out,
Yeah,
even after this price cut.
yeah.
So
That's
like,
incredibly dumb.
I got out of that country when I saw the dollar drop, and I was like, nope.
Dude, I forget if I mentioned this last week. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 is $80.
Yeah. That
That's
game looks
fucking
like
dumb.
fucking trash, too. Holy
I want
shit.
it, but it's so garbage.
Have you
I'm not
seen
paying-
any gameplay of it?
That's what's made me want it.
It looks so bad. Holy
I know, that's
shit,
why I
wait
dude.
it
want
out.
it, but I
Like,
don't want to pay $80.
The price will drop like a rock if it's that bad. So,
Yeah.
anyway, I guess I should just buy another PlayStation 4 because they're super cheap down here.
I should just send you money, and you should buy one, and then when you come up for Christmas, I'll pick it up or
At
something.
this point, it would be cheaper to do.
I mean, but you sending me money, like with the conversion, you're still going to be sending me $430.
Fuck,
Like, there's no difference.
You're probably right, yeah.
Yeah. So that's how currency works.
That's how money works.
Yeah. Here's something weird, and I thought this was worth noting. I don't really know why or who this is for, but if you guys want to purchase a digital copy of Pixels,
Yep.
the Adam Sandler joint, for your PlayStation, you get a free copy of Geometry Wars 3.
If you're in the U.S., I think, because I can't view
Yeah,
that article.
same here. If I click, it does nothing.
Okay. I meant like the royal you, as in not
People.
Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is usually how everything goes. But anyway, yeah. So Americans, you want to get in on that sweet Pixels hype? You get a free copy of Geometry Wars 3.
I've been actually wanting to see Pixels, and it's still in theaters up here in some places for whatever fucking reason.
That's crazy.
Seriously?
It's still, yeah, because last week I was looking to see, like, what movie could I go see this weekend? Oh, I could see Pixels if I wanted to.
Or you could have, or you, like The Martian, like an actual good movie.
Oh, like, there's other movies playing here, but I was just surprised to see Pixels was on the list, like, at
That's
all.
true. Why do you want to see Pixels?
Because it looks like the type of thing I would hate, but, like, I don't know if it's the good-bad sort of thing. I have to know if it's the good-bad.
I think it's the bad.
That's what I hear, but I don't trust a lot of people's opinions because I like a lot of shitty things.
I mean, but it's like Adam Sandler.
I know, and that's what's holding me back from seeing it, because
Right.
that dude, holy shit, do I not like that dude.
Why don't you just watch like Grown Ups?
I've
and
seen
literally
it.
feel yourself getting stupider.
Oh, actually, you know what? I haven't seen Grown Ups. I was thinking Funny People, which is also a bad movie.
You know what? I enjoyed Funny People. It was all right.
It was not very all right.
Grown Ups is the worst. Did you guys?
I bet it is.
There's a podcast.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it.
Yep.
It's two guys.
It's
for
called
an
the
entire
Worst
year.
Idea podcast.
The Worst Idea. You're right.
Yeah.
They watched. Is it Grown Ups 1 or 2?
2. They watched Grown Ups 2 every day.
Single week for a year.
Week, yeah.
And produced one podcast every week talking about a new aspect of Grown Ups 2.
Yep.
What?
If I had more time in my podcast, like listening, I would totally listen to that because that sounds incredible.
Yep.
52 viewings of Grown Ups 2 in a year.
Yep. And they're doing it again this year, actually, because that was last year. This year is apparently Sex and the City 2.
Oh my god.
Right. I did hear about that.
Yeah.
These guys are amazing.
They're pretty good.
I think they're from New Zealand.
Makes sense. They have a high tolerance.
We mentioned last week that Super Meat Boy is going to be on PlayStation Plus for this month.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that PSN version doesn't have the original soundtrack.
Yeah, I heard the new soundtrack. It's fucking terrible.
All right.
I don't like it either.
What's up with this? I couldn't find any proper information on this. Is it
So
just
the
a
link I have
contract
in the
agreement?
thing. No, the composer was just like, I'm not interested in licensing my music there again. So I put the link for you guys. I'll put it in the chat if people want to see it as well.
So actually, just last night I was playing Meat Boy because I was listening the night before to the new soundtrack when I heard about this shit. I was like, I want to play Meat Boy again, and I was talking to people in the chat, and apparently Danny B had a falling out with Edmund and them because of Rebirth, like how he composed a bunch of stuff for Rebirth, and Nicalis basically told him, we're not using this, we're going a different direction or something. So I think that's why he pulled any involvement with them.
I'll read his quick blog post because it's relatively short.
Sure.
So he says, "Hey guys, many of you have already probably seen the news, but my soundtrack for Super Meat Boy will not be in the PlayStation 4/Vita versions. This is because I no longer have a working relationship with Team Meat.
Exactly.
You may also know that I did not do the soundtrack for The Binding of Isaac Rebirth. I made a decision a couple years ago to end my working relationship with them for many reasons that don't really need to be listed here.
Yeah.
I apologize for any disappointment this may cause my fans. I've heard rumors that there were creative differences between us. That is not true, or at least that was never communicated to me. I own all the rights to my music, and Team Meat approached me to license the music for the PlayStation 4 and Vita versions. I didn't feel like the license fee and exposure through PSN they offered was enough to make me seriously consider accepting the deal. I decided to decline their offer. I wish them and the new artists the best of luck with the game. I genuinely appreciate all the outreach from the fans. Today, I love you guys."
Yeah. I encourage people to listen to some of the new tracks if you want to. The Forest tracks specifically are fucking terrible, like banjo music.
That's the only one I've heard so far, and I was just like, what is this?
Is there a link to where these are?
I can find them for you. I was listening to the whole OST the other night in a playlist on YouTube.
I feel bad for anyone playing this version of the game. Like,
yeah, the music's a big part of it.
Of my love of Super Meat Boy is that soundtrack.
You're 100% right. Yep.
Like, it's on my phone. I bought Rock Band Network songs of that soundtrack to play, as mentioned earlier.
It's so fucking depressing too, because even when you start it up, it isn't the like like the classic like Meat Boy theme. It's like some other terrible version. After he says Super Meat Boy, is just like some other shitty music, and it's just like heartbreaking in a weird way.
And honestly, I feel bad for whatever composer they did get, because I'm sure he did his job and worked hard, but it's just like it was a losing battle. Like, you're going up against one of like my favorite game soundtracks.
That is exactly what I was saying when we were listening to it last night. I'm just like, I don't even hate the people that are working on this. I feel so bad for them for being up against a god soundtrack, like a godly soundtrack.
Yep.
Yeah, I just listened to a couple small sections of it, and
it's bad.
A stark contrast to the original soundtrack.
At the very best of that soundtrack, it's just generic sounding. Like, that's the best. It's mediocre at its very best, and it's fucking trash at its worst. But yeah.
And then this last one I didn't put there, but it sounds dumb.
Oh, yeah, I put this one on here because I just thought it was funny.
Okay.
Puzzles and Dragons is now an esport.
That's great.
There's what is it called? The International Championship for Puzzles and Dragons. If you own the 3DS New Super Mario Brothers Puzzles and Dragons, and you post a high score on one of the time trials, you can get flown out to California for a competition, and the
Oh
winners
man, all the way to California?
of that competition fly out to Japan
Oh
for
shit.
the World Championships.
Of matching 3.
Yes,
I
of
will
Puzzles and
watch the
Dragons.
playoffs of this.
Yeah, they're actually the place in California is the ESL, like the Esports League Championship, like home base.
In
Is that
Anaheim
LA?
or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something like I can't remember the actual location.
Like where they
But-
built the actual arena for esports.
Like where they built
The,
Disneyland.
the Puzzles and Dragon Arena. That's the place.
Is it in the Magic Kingdom?
Yes, it is. It's
Cinderella's
in the secret
castle.
tunnels. Secret tunnels of the castle.
Oh, like where the Lost Boys are.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Cool. All right.
I don't know.
Let's.
I might try it.
That's
For shits
great.
and
You
giggles.
should, dude. Yes, please.
Have you even played that version of the game?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought you just played the Mario version of the game.
This is the Mario version.
Yeah.
They want you to post the Mario version.
Oh, I thought they wanted the Puzzles and Dragons
The Z.
because there's
no.
2 games in it,
Yeah.
right?
No. They want the Mario one. So
That
if you-
game got so grindy.
It really did. I never finished it, but I think I got far enough to unlock the challenge they're talking about.
Oh yeah, you're totally
Got
right.
to like World 3, and then this difficulty just spikes out of nowhere.
Yeah, 12 contestants taken from entries and 4 community representatives will be selected at the sole discretion of Gung Ho Entertainment America to form 16 total contestants. They'll compete across 3 double elimination rounds to determine the top 4 players. Tournament entry limited to contestants in the United States and Canada only. Must be 13 years or older, blah, blah, blah. And the top 4 will be moving on to Japan to represent North America, which presumably means there's also Japanese and European qualifiers.
You should totally enter.
All right.
I am traveling so much this month. I don't know if I'll have time, but I'll see what I can do.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, best of luck.
I doubt it. There are some scary Puzzles and Dragon players out there.
Honestly, there's some scary enter game name here players out there
That's true.
for like every game.
I mean, all your Pokemon Shuffle has probably trained you well. Since they're the same game.
Now there's slight differences which might make it harder. But no, I just wanted to point that out because I
no,
thought that
they're
was
the
cool.
exact same game, aren't they?
No, there are slight differences.
Such as
In Shuffle, you tap where you want the 2 you want to swap. In Puzzles and Dragons, you drag, and as a result, you move other pieces out of the way while doing that. So you can do like diagonal movements, make specific shapes, shift your entire board around.
Oh, I see.
You have
you're right.
you have like 5 seconds to make a move, basically.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. I played Shuffle so briefly. So
Yeah.
Yep.
Questions. How can people send in questions?
Top10perspective@gmail.com, TDP podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Top 10 Perspective, and that's it.
That's not it.
That's not it. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
And my PO box.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
You can
I'll
go
read this
now.
As we okay, see you guys.
I'll read this first one. This one comes from Joey, and he says, "John, I have a solution to your door issue in your new office." I think he's mentioning how last week you said you have too many doors, not enough wall space.
Yeah, because there's the furnace door, there's the storage door, and then there's the staircase.
All right, his solution is on the door or doors you don't use very often. You should build secret doors for them. That way you can have the shelving and the door at the same time.
That'd be sweet.
I assume they mean like put a bookshelf there that can rotate out of the way
Like
or
swing?
something. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm assuming.
Yeah, that it came down that we didn't need that because this door is just touching the consoles. That door is surrounded by bookshelves, and
You could get one of those like
staircase.
shoe hangers that people have, but just put games in it.
I mean that's not a bad idea. It might come down to me doing something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'd
I mean,
be
like, why
awesome
not?
too.
But sadly, there will be no secret doors. The
Fuck.
doors are very visible.
All right. James writes in, me and my friends have somewhat of an argument going on. As you know, last year, the best Mario Kart that's not Double Dash came out, Mario Kart 8. Here within lies a
half
problem.
of that statement is true, but continue.
Okay. Here within lies the problem. It's only the 8th game in the series if you don't count the arcade games. If you do count them, Mario Kart 8 is the 11th in the series. I want to count those games because they are official Mario Kart games, while my friends say they don't count because they weren't really made by Nintendo, but by Namco. They are officially licensed by Nintendo, though. Am I right for saying we should count them, or are my friends right for saying we shouldn't?
I thought there were only 2 Mario Kart games, or
I
arcade
thought there was
games,
only
not
2
3.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of them is just Double Dash again, isn't it?
No.
I'm pretty sure one of the arcade is just a Double Dash version.
No, there's a co-op mode where you can both be on the same vehicle, but it's not straight up Double Dash.
Okay. So then, are they like distinct games?
Yeah, they have brand new tracks made just for them. Yeah, Mario Kart Arcade GP. I forget what the second one's called. Oh no, there are 3. Never mind. Mario Kart Arcade GP, Mario Kart Arcade GP2, and Mario Kart Arcade GP DX.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I'm seeing that.
Okay.
When did these come out?
Mario Kart 8 has an 8 after it, so that's what I go by, because I don't really fucking care.
I don't think you can do that, because then you're saying that like Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is not an actual Assassin's Creed game when we know it's actually the best Assassin's Creed game.
I don't know that. I've never played it because I don't like Assassin's Creed games.
Okay, well, there's an example.
Okay.
Are you telling me? I mean, only one Legend of Zelda game actually has a number behind it. Does that mean there's
It's
only
the best
2
one.
Legend of Zelda games?
As far as I'm concerned, there are only 2 Legend of Zelda games, a good one and a bad one. Oh shit! Dropping bomb. No, but seriously, like, dude, like, I don't know, fucking Mario Kart 8, they consider it the 8th in the series.
Here's the thing I see, because someone brought up in the chat the point of, if you don't count them because they aren't made in-house, then do we count F-Zero GX because Sega made it? The way I see it, you count that because it's in a method that people can actually play the damn thing. It's hard to find a version of the arcade games to play for most people because not everyone has an arcade nearby. Like, the only place I ever see that thing anymore is when I'm in America and I go to a Dave & Buster's.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think scarcity should disqualify something. Like,
No. In this case, I think it should, because like, it's only in arcades. There are barely any arcades in North America, let alone most of the world.
But then you're just saying rare games don't exist.
Do you count Wario Land for the Game Boy in the Wario Land series? Is that Wario Land 4? Sorry, for the Virtual Boy. For the Virtual Boy.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, like, wait.
I was like, yes.
Sorry, I totally forgot the name of the thing. Yeah, so do you count Wario Land for the Virtual Boy as Wario Land 4? Because chronologically, I believe it should be, but it's not, because you can't play the damn thing. So
I think there's a difference between saying, is this Wario Land 4 or is this the 4th Wario Land?
That's what we're discussing here, though.
Okay, yeah. Well, this feels like cheating, but I feel like it's like a case-by-case basis.
Okay, what about this case specifically for Mario Kart?
I know, I'm trying to think this case. And this one specifically, like, I don't know which one I fall on.
I think his friends are right.
Because then there's also stuff like what if, like, I'm thinking like of a franchise that's primarily on consoles, and then there's just like a handheld version of it. Like, does that even count? And usually it's like, no, it never counts.
Sure.
But every now and but then sometimes it does. Like Lords of Shadow.
Sure.
That 3DS one actually counted. You know what I mean? Whereas it's like, who remembers that Assassin's Creed DS game? I think I actually own it. I don't think I opened it.
Did you have to review it or something? Or did you just love Assassin's Creed?
I think I got it as like a Christmas gift.
Okay.
And it was like, huh, all right. Actually, you know what? I might have the PSP one. Again, not opened. But still, anyway.
I fucking knew someone was going to correct me on which number that Wario Land for Virtual was going to be. And I'm somehow not surprised it's Homer.
Dude.
Otto in the chat says, Sean, none of the Lords of Shadow games counted.
I mean, he's kind of right. Like, what the hell was the series? They just brought it up in the chat here. Like, with Final Fantasy, if we talk about scarcity, like, Final Fantasy, some of those games, even though they were numbered and only available in Japan, like, do they still count?
Yeah.
So like this is the problem,
To
right?
be fair,
It-
they
it-
originally didn't.
to us though, but like they counted somewhere else in the world. This is why it's a case by case basis.
And then Square's like, you know what? We screwed up. Let's release them all.
Yeah.
Can we
That fixed that.
can we just all agree that Mario Kart Double Dash counts, and that's it? That's the only
I don't
Mario
think that was
Kart that
ever in
counts.
discussion that Mario Kart Double Dash existed.
No, but I'm saying like the rest don't. It's just Mario Kart
You know what?
Double Dash.
To
I
just
think-
put this to rest, your friends are right, you're wrong. That's my stand.
To put it to rest, this idea is stupid to begin with.
I think I think unfortunately it's a case by case basis.
Yeah,
And
And his friends
I-
are right.
I think it doesn't matter.
I
because
think
they're arcade games. I don't think it matters.
okay, but if you had we have to help solve this argument. People send in their problems, and we are the problem solvers. We are the solution givers.
That's true.
We cannot turn a blind eye. This person is extending an olive branch. So if you had to say, do the arcade games count or not? John, you sounds like you're saying no.
I'm gonna say they don't count and they're just a spin-off.
Paul,
Dude, you're wrong. Your friends are the right ones here.
so you're saying they wait. That means they do count.
They don't count.
They don't.
So
So that's
I'm
two.
gonna
That's two
I'm gonna
for
say
don't.
in this scenario, it's similar to the game, like the handheld thing. For me, they don't count.
So we all say we don't count.
Yeah, sorry, dude. You're wrong. You're in the wrong here. Go apologize to your friends. Maybe like buy them a soda or something. Shake their hand and never
I'm
talk to them
sure
again.
At the end of the day, like they don't give a shit.
If
I
they're
think
real
it's just
friends,
like-
they do.
All right.
Anyways,
What's the next question?
It's for you. You're
I
reading
know.
it.
Take me a sec. Daniel writes in and says, "There's going to be a book coming out next year compiling the box art of a large number of Super Famicom games, as well as include brief synopsises for each of the games." I've heard about this because I think they did a Sega Genesis one.
dude, it looks fucking badass.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Okay, now I'm confused about the next part. Is this still Daniel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to clarify the viewer who brought up the news regarding production IG and FLCL in a previous podcast, and it actually says which one it was. It was the
Does anyone even remember this?
I do vaguely.
Okay.
I
That's
don't,
someone-
but I could go back and
that-
listen
it
to
was-
it because
it
it
was
was
about
on
an
September 17th.
It was about a reboot of FLCL.
hmm
What is that again?
A really good anime. That was only like
Oh,
6
now
episodes.
I remember this. Again, I didn't know what we were talking about then either, but you did. I don't think
Yeah.
Paul was here.
I probably
No, I
wasn't.
think it was just me and you.
Yeah.
Production IG was a studio that mainly helped to co-produce the series. Previously, the copyright for FLCL was split between Production IG and Studio Gainax, or Gainax, however you say it, as a result of their cooperation in producing the series. What I want to clarify is that Production IG bought out the portion of copyright owned by Studio Gainax for the purposes of other possible ventures besides a new anime production. As an aside, it makes sense that Production IG made this acquisition since most of the original Gainax staff that worked on FLCL are now working for studios launched by former Gainax staff, such as Studio Kara and Studio Trigger, and then it links to an Anime News Network thing. So there's never a question. Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah, he's just informing us. He's
I
just-
do appreciate
just doing a public
refresh on
service.
that book. I'm glad to know that is actually being produced.
Yeah, that's real cool.
That's a nice like coffee table book. Like you
Mhm.
want someone to come in to your place and know that you are a nerd. You get that book, which is fine.
I already have a lot of books that when people walk in this place and read it, they're just going to be like, Jesus fucking Christ. So why not
But
add
no, that's
another?
That's a good coffee table book. Like that.
Yeah.
That looks nice. Yeah.
For sure.
I like that there's is it just Super Famicom? Yeah, Super Famicom. I like that it's not just like Super Nintendo. So the box art collection. Anyway, Glenn writes, "Hey guys, I like collecting older games, but don't like shelling out hundreds on poor condition consoles, cartridges, and controllers. And retro games are inflating like mad everywhere I look. So I wonder about the Retron series of consoles and whether I should look at getting one of those. I think John uses one for his streams. So if he's there, I'd like some input on what recording streaming from the system is like."
All right, so I have a Retron 3, which there are different models of it. The model I have, unfortunately, has a bad NES and SNES sound chip. The SNES sound chip is overblown, so it sounds a little bit louder than it should and causes a lot of blowback in the speakers. The NES one, I don't know what they did with it, but like the sound like ports are backwards in a way. So some that are supposed to be louder, like say Square 3 is louder than Square 1. But it's very serviceable as a console. It plays like 99% of games. There's a couple SNES games you can't play, like Kirby Superstar.
Do you know why?
I know Kirby Superstar is because the chip it uses for the 3D or for storage. A lot of cases, it's like the specific chips that are in the cartridge that prevent it from working. But one of the major benefits to it is that there's no region lock. So I can play Super Famicom and Famicom carts on my Retron just fine.
Okay.
Right.
Which, to be fair, you can do that on a normal Super Nintendo or NES as well. You just need modifiers in some way, shape, or form, like to remove a piece of plastic or put like a little chip in or something. I don't know about the Retron 5. I've heard nothing but complaints about it, but I've also heard that they've been addressing those complaints.
And that's the most recent one, right?
Yeah, that's the one that plays Famicom, NES, SNES, Genesis, Game Boy Advance, and some other stuff.
So would like get a Retron 4?
They don't exist. They jumped straight to 5.
Wait, oh,
Why
why is it that like Japanese don't like 4 or something?
I think Retron's an American company.
Okay.
But they were just like, because it's Hyperkin that makes them. Yeah, they just were like, 4's. Yeah, I think their marketing was actually like 4's not a big enough step. We're jumping to 5.
Okay.
I think that was actually their marketing.
Maybe it's like PlayStation 4, so we're 5. Like they just pulled like a Xbox 360 thing.
Yeah. Basically, long story short, Retrons are serviceable. I mainly bought one because I needed a travel SNES, NES, and Genesis for throwing controllers. And then I just was easier to set up in the office for streaming.
Sure.
It works pretty good, honestly. And the Retron 5, if you can get one that works fine, is just straight up HDMI, which means it works good and upscales all games. So you get a good looking signal. The problem is certain games might have major delay. Depends on a couple of different factors. Your mileage may vary on the Retron 5. I had a good time with the Retron 3. If I can find a 5 for cheap, I may bite the bullet on that, but I think right now it's close to 200 in Canada. So
I don't know. Otto in the chat is saying the Retron number isn't the sequence of consoles; it's the number of different consoles it plays. Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But it was also they went Retron 3 then Retron 5. So, and I think they
So
also,
what's the third one yours can play? What's the third console yours can play?
Genesis. It's NES, SNES, and Genesis.
Okay. Man, what are they going to do for 6? DS. That would be hard.
That'd be impressive if they pulled that off.
If we put a touchscreen on this thing. Game Gear. Right? That'd be... I mean, I like the Game Gear. All right, Paul, you have this one?
Yeah, hold on. For some reason, the tab is screwing up on me. So I have to find out why for like our sheet.
Do you want me to grab it or are you good?
Well, it's all blank for me, so if you want to grab this and I'll grab the next one.
Next one comes from the Mirror Knight that says, that's a two-parter. First part, given the soon hiatus of the Archie Mega Man comics, do you think they should return it to sometime? Or do you think they should return to it sometime or tackle something new? I didn't read them, but I heard they were actually really good. So
I know nothing about the Mega Man comics.
Fucking great.
Okay.
I love
you read them?
Yeah. Yeah, I grew up on a lot of them, actually. I loved Mega Man. And for some reason, the Macs near my house had them.
Nice.
Yeah. So if you love Mega Man,
do you remember Max?
There's some Mega Man. Yeah.
When was the last time you saw a Max?
There's one by my house. Yeah.
There's one near mine too.
Wow, every Max I knew about is just gone.
Yeah.
It's like a classier 7-Eleven with like an owl logo.
No, the owl logo. Oh, you're right. Actually, they changed to the owl logo. It's like the old Winx logo because I think there might have been a merger. What the Max Winx logo used to be Winx? Like an Irishman with like an Irish cap or something. If you remember, that was a long time ago, though.
I don't remember that. What is Winx? What are you talking about?
Winx is just another brand of like convenience store.
It's like a spin-off of Max, basically.
Yeah, It's the exact same logo.
I think they actually bought some of them, or they're like the
I
same.
mean,
company.
I search
Yeah.
Winx, and I just got a lot of like booby, like fairy girls.
To be fair, if you search anything on the internet, you just kind of get that.
Yeah.
I even put Winx store, and I'm still just getting these fairies.
Paul, it was a cat. I feel like an idiot.
What?
For Max, he's like, Paul, it was a cat.
Is it a cat? Oh, I'm the one that said it was an owl.
Yo,
Oh, now I'm
this is
starting
it. He just
I-
linked it in the chat.
What is it?
Mick Johnson 88 there. That's what the old Max logo used to be.
Oh,
Oh, I do
wow.
remember that. You're
I
right.
don't-
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh.
man.
Oh, it was an owl. It totally was an owl. It was the cat, then the owl.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Winx is like, it's the same logo. The owl
Okay.
with like
Alright.
a winking owl.
Yeah, it's winking.
Yeah.
What was the question?
Mega Man comics
Oh,
are
sounds
great.
like Paul's for them.
Sure.
Yeah, I love for it to continue.
I like Archie comics.
I like to also see them try something new as well. So
Yeah.
a second part of Mirror Knight's question is: so the Smash ballot ended already. So who did you vote for? Do you think that a new character will be announced soon? I believe hackers found that there are 3 more character slots added. So that means that we're probably going to hear the winners of the Smash ballot soon.
Is this just a voting thing? I've never even heard of this.
Yeah, back was this around E3? I think. No, yeah, it was like E3 last year. Whenever the giant Smash Nintendo Direct was, they introduced the Smash ballot, where it was you could vote on what character you wanted to see appear in the game as DLC, and
Okay, that
you
sounds
could write
familiar.
in anyone or anything. So people were writing in stuff like Goku, Hank Hill. They were just writing in like memes and shit, but they're in like legit things like, oh, I want Banjo-Kazooie, I want Shovel Knight, I want Shantae, stuff like that.
Okay, have we found out who it's going to be yet?
No, it has not been revealed yet.
Just that there's 3 coming.
There are 3 more characters coming for the game for DLC, at least.
Did you vote for one? I didn't.
I put in Waluigi because I'm like, all right, he makes the most sense because his model's already in the game. They just need to tweak it a bit.
I mean, Professor Layton would be awesome.
Professor Layton would also be really good. You could only, like, they only wanted you to vote once, but people probably just voted a ton.
Right. Paul, did you vote?
No.
Who do you want in Smash Bros?
It really doesn't matter to me at all.
All right.
Like, the only character that ever mattered was Mega Man, and he's totally there. So,
Yeah, like for Smash 4, I wanted Waluigi and Little Mac, and I got Little Mac. So now if I can get Waluigi, I'll be like 100% set.
sure.
I would actually probably turn that game on if Professor Layton was in there. That would be super cool.
What was that
Yeah.
tweet going around about Layton recording lines or something like that? What the hell was
Oh
that?
yeah, it was something like that. Recording lines for Smash Bros or something. Yeah, that's correct.
That's why a lot of people are thinking the current rumor is he's going to be one of the DLC
Oh,
characters.
that'd be so cool. He'd have his sword. Oh, he'd be
Actually-
pointing at stuff.
A friend of mine and I were talking about this, I think, just like last week or something. And I was saying it wouldn't surprise me if they did something with like Splatoon, and it would be kind of cool to
Oh
like
yeah, probably.
turn into like ink and just like slide up on somebody and uppercut them when you turn into a kid again or something.
That would be pretty good.
I mean, that's probably gonna happen. with
Right.
how popular Splatoon was.
Yeah.
I remember like even Otto says in the chat, some of the more popular ones being said were Shantae, Shovel Knight, and King K. Rool. But I remember when it first started, people were also talking about Banjo-Kazooie, and Phil Spencer, like the head of Xbox, even said, yeah, if Nintendo wants Banjo-Kazooie in the game, go for it. So who knows?
Yeah. King K. Rool would be great. It'd be so good. Get what the hell was his name from Super Mario 2 or Doki Doki Panic? Wart? Yeah, get Wart in there. Who gives a fuck? Let's just throw him in
Birdo.
stuff. Get Birdo in there. Why isn't Birdo in every video game?
Why isn't Crystal from Star Fox Adventures in there?
I can't follow you on this.
Because I think they're trying to forget that happened. Because
I was just always surprised because it was like you put 3 Star Fox characters who play the same in there. Crystal would have fought with like a staff.
well, I mean, there's only 2 now, so
Right. Yeah.
because Wolf.
What
didn't-
about What was that mouse guy from Super Mario Bros. 2?
Mouser? Yeah.
Wow, him.
That one boss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get him in there. He throws bombs and he has
No,
attitude because he
you
has
know what?
shades.
You know what? The football player from
Charging
Super Mario World.
Chucks.
Yeah, charging
That
chucks.
would be a sweet character. And you throw baseballs,
Baseballs
be
and
like-
kicks footballs.
and you would charge into people. That'd be great. That
Okay.
would be awesome.
Let's just make like a Pokemon trainer type character, which is just Miyamoto, and he's just throwing charging chucks as one of his moves, or like Wart or something. Like, let's just throw it all together into one dude.
That just seems. I think I prefer distinct characters.
Well, yeah, but then you could go forever with all the like one-off characters.
What if Mario could ride Yoshi?
Yeah.
Like tag team.
That would actually be great if you could ride Yoshi and then like jump off the cliff and then jump off of him back to safety.
Oh my god.
Right.
Knock him
I
out.
love how Homer's like, Tatanga, guys, the main villain of Super Mario Land 1.
He's right, actually.
That would be kind of sweet, actually.
That game is so good.
Oh wait, is that Super Mario Land? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know. I love Super Mario Land. I don't remember Tatanga.
He's the main villain, the alien that you fight in the airplane.
I
Yep.
mean, Super Mario Land's great. Oh yeah. Man, Super Mario Land. What a weird game.
Yeah. Okay. My thing loaded here. So Michael writes in, have you guys played / beaten Undertale, and did you like it?
I'm
Nope.
not touched it yet. I'm waiting until Reese gets here because she wants to see me play it.
I have played it. I am totally not in the mood to play that type of game because it is tedious.
Kevin writes, do you think Nintendo should bring back the Wario Land games instead of doing WarioWare games all the time? I miss them.
Yes, definitely.
I mean, I like some Wario Land, but I love some WarioWare. So
I'm
fine with-
torn. I'm kind of like Sean. Like, I love the WarioWare games.
I'm fine with both. Like, I don't think they need to be mutually exclusive. I'd be fine with both of them.
Didn't the last Wario Land game not do well financially? Like Wario Land Shake It. I heard it was an excellent game, but I also heard it didn't sell that well.
Wait, Wario Land Shake It? Or
Yeah.
you mean WarioWare Shake It?
Wario Land Shake It on the Wii. It was the last Wario platforming game.
Oh, sorry. Well,
'Cause
I didn't
I-
think it was a
'cause I think-
WarioWare Shake It.
Because I think Wario Master Disguise came out before that, and I'm not sure.
How did that
Yeah.
GameCube one do?
Wario World, the one that Treasure made.
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that good?
apparently it's really good, but apparently it's also really short, like less than 4 hours.
Okay. I never played that either. I mean, I could go for some Wario just punching dudes, punching like fat chefs.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always down for that.
Yeah.
But WarioWare is hilarious all the time. But you know what we really need? Game & Wario 2. Where's that? Where's that at?
Dude, no, it's too soon.
I'm
Too
just saying,
soon.
Game & Wario is awesome. That game's so good.
No, I'd be down if they alternated. Honestly, if we got a Wario platformer, then we got a WarioWare.
Would you want, if they did Wario Land, does he have like his new costume on, or is he just back to old Wario?
I am completely indifferent. I would actually, although I would love a Wario Land game where all the WarioWare characters show up.
That'd be cool.
Mm.
That'd be cool.
They've never done that, which is always kind of surprised me.
Yeah, they only exist in WarioWare, right? And
Yeah.
and Game & Wario. Yeah, you get some 8-bit in there, or 16-bit, whatever. That kid, the witch girl. All right. Who's got the last one?
Ashley.
Ashley. That's her name.
I can grab it. Enag7 writes in, have any of you guys picked up Persona 4 Dancing All Night yet? If so, thoughts? If not, any plans to get it?
That would require me actually using my Vita.
Why you
What's wrong
gotta
with
be
that?
like
Vita's-
that?
Vita's
Jesus.
fine.
You know what? No, I can reach it. My Vita's right here.
Yeah, mine's right here. So in your face.
What do you mean in my face? I'm holding mine.
Yeah, so am I. Right here. I
don't-
was holding mine this whole time.
I don't have one.
It gives you support during the podcast.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, I want to play that game. I don't have a Vita, though, so...
I hear it's a good visual novel, which interests me. And then there's the fact it's like, oh, wait, I don't know anything about this universe.
Yeah, that's my main issue. I have no attachment to the characters, so I mean, I've heard the music in Persona is really good, and the Persona songs I've heard have been good. But I don't know. I very rarely use my Vita, but I might end up just picking it up just for the sake of having it.
I won't do that.
I
But
heard
hey, if you want to send in questions
good.
next week,
Yeah. Top
Top
down
Down
perspective at gmail.com. TDP podcast on Twitter, Facebook, Top Down Perspective, and John's P.O. Box, which you can find at youtube.com/ProtonJohnSA in his About section.
I will warn you, I am going to be gone for a very long time, so I may not be on the next couple of podcasts. So if you
It'll probably take a while, though, to get here.
If you send something to the P.O. Box, it may not be read out for a while.
but it will get read out like at some point
Eventually, yeah.
before all three of us die.
Yeah, hopefully. Jesus.
It'll be recorded. Games of the week.
Record keeper.
Mine's the beginner guide.
You know what? If yours is a beginner's guide, I'm gonna say read only memories because I'm glad that beginner's guide is up here to be mentioned.
Wait, is beginner's guide actually your game of the week? Because there's like you have to pick your game of the week.
I've been enjoying my time more with read only memories, but the beginner's guide is a substantially more powerful thing.
Okay. All right. Anyways, thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll be back. Some of us will be back next week.
All right.
Bye. God damn it. How do you turn this thing off? There we go.